Jaeden! Come over here! Where are you, man? Sit here.
You get the long chair. First of all, welcome to Puerto Rico and thank you for sharing this time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how's it been for you since you arrived here? I saw on Instagram that you've been traveling a lot around here. How was it?
It's been great. Very kind people, intense sun, and then a lot of pain.
Yes.
Legs are a little red.
Oh my god. You're wearing a yunque, right? Ooh, how was it?
It was beautiful.
Yeah?
We did the slides, the waterfall.
Nice. And the food?
Food's delicious. Lots of fried stuff.
We like our stuff fried, yes.
Oh yeah.
Too. I do too.
So, first question is, I know that you did a live action Rick and Morty commercial with the legendary Christopher Lloyd, which is amazing. How was the experience working with him?
It was great. It was sort of random. I'd done it a couple years ago, and I thought, oh, this will never come out. I thought it was supposed to be, we did it before season 3, and then, used it as a promo for season 4, but it was amazing with him, the legend. Obviously the characters are derivative of Back to the Future, so it's based on him. But I felt honored. I was like, why am I doing this? It should be...
If they offered you to do like a movie or like TV show special again, do you think you'll do it?
I don't know. I was already intimidated enough doing the small commercial, but
I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan, and I gotta say, you made such a great Morty. I loved it.
I was scared because Rick and Morty fans are kind of mean.
Yeah,
I'm one of them
they can be intense.
They're huge, true.
And the second question I think we have to ask is, how was working with Chris America's Ass Evans?
Amazing. He's very sweet. Yeah, that movie came out, and I went to watch it while we were working together, and he was walking in front of me, and I had to slip it in real quick, and I was like, that's America's Ass. And he thought it was, very funny. Yeah. I'm sure he thought it was funny then, but now he's sick of it. But he's the best, yeah.
I mean, most people here, at least here, they know you for it. And I know you were 14, right?
13, yeah.
Yeah. And Bill Skarsgård was scary in the movie, and he does the eye thing. It's not CGI. Did he scare you or freak you out the first few times that you saw him?
Yeah. We were kept from him for a long time, so we shot all of the fun summer scenes for a few months, and all of us became super close, but we didn't talk to Bill very much because he was working on his character, and they were still figuring out the makeup. So we had never seen him until we were acting with him. So the first scene was Finn and I, we bust through a door and
in the house?
Yeah, in the house when Jack's arm is broken and he's on the ground, and we go to save him. So we were behind this door and we're like, we have no idea what he looks like, what he's gonna be like, and we were terrified. And then we bust in and then we do the scene. So all of that was authentic fear.
I mean, I was freaking out for you.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can start going to Nick, and we'll do some weird feedback here. And we'll get to you as soon as we can. I have no idea what is going on. Maybe we're getting attacked by Pennywise, I don't know.
Maybe it's Pennywise. Do I do something? No? Okay, it's fine now.
First batter up, this.
No termina. Bueno, como
Give me 1 second. The mic is. There you go.
Hello, so I have a question from your character from it. So, in your character had a speaking called Martelln. So, how did you learn to do that? And did you have anybody teach you how to do it, or anybody who was an influence or anything like that?
That's a great question. I did a lot of research before shooting, and it was just a lot of watching YouTube videos of people with real stutters, and also people with stutters in movies, and sort of collecting what I wanted from each of them and curating my own stutter, which sounds wrong, but it had to be. Obviously, there were so many different types of stutters, so it had to be authentic, but it also had to be convenient for the movie in a way where it didn't drag on too much, but it still, it takes a hold of this character, and it's obviously a source of frustration for him. And yeah, so I just did a lot of research before, and then I sort of practiced that and got used to it, and I honestly kept it for a bit, not in my real life, but when I would read dialogue and read scripts, I would sort of subconsciously insert it in there and start to stutter. But I got over that habit eventually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi. What was it like to work with Stephen King, and would you work with him again?
I never met him personally.
Oh wow.
But I did just recently do another Stephen King adaptation of one of his newer stories called Mr. Harrigan's Phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you because, I think a week ago, Netflix released a movie called Metalord. Should I do it again? You play the drums there. How long did it take you to learn, or did you knew already?
No, I never played the drums before, but I practiced for about a month beforehand with a teacher, and throughout the shooting of the film I was practicing. But it was really, I had to learn the basics and then also really study these 3 or 4 songs that I play in the movie. So it's a lot of just repetition, playing the same song over and over.
And it was a big drum set, like a $13,000 drum set. That was
Which I got them to send to me. They sent it to my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it something that you're still doing? Like, did you enjoy it to keep doing it as a hobby, maybe?
Yeah, I love the drums. Unfortunately, it's hard to take with you. You can't travel with the drums. So it's hard to keep up with it, but I do really enjoy it.
That's awesome. Next question.
Hi. In both films, you transmit a very realistic portrayal of fear. Where do you draw from to transmit that fear, and how do you prepare for a role like that?
That's a good question. I think we were lucky enough to have Bill, who's genuinely a scary person. When he's acting, he's very sweet in real life. Yeah, his performance and also the energy of everyone else, of all the other actors, the other kids. We were. I mean, without their energy, I wouldn't be able to portray it myself. But yeah, I think it's genuine, and then I guess it's the same with all emotions when you're acting. It's trying to make it seem as authentic as possible, living in the moment and really thinking, what would I do if I were in this situation? But I think it's played down a little bit, honestly, because when you see a killer clown in a movie, you don't want to overact. But like I react the same way if I see a spider in real life, So it's like sort of underacting a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next.
Hello. I wanted to ask you about the Metal Lords movie, specifically the hot tub scene. Not about that, but specifically, specifically about being in the same room as this with metal legends, you know, Anthrax, Martelln, Metallica, all of those people. How do you feel in that moment being with them in the same scene, and how do you felt when you first found out that you were gonna be, you know, making a scene with them, basically?
Yeah, that was a pretty surreal experience, working with them and seeing them not in their element. Sort of, these people are the best at what they do. They're legends, and they've been performing for however many years. But most of them were a little nervous to act, and it was kind of amazing to see them and see their vulnerable side. But yeah, in the script, we pretty much got everyone that was scripted. Obviously, Tom Morell produced it, so we knew he was going to be it. But it was always exciting to hear the writer. The writer Dan Weiss is a metal nerd, so he was more excited than anyone. But he was always coming up with new ideas of who to add into that scene.
Do you have to study a lot of bands, like in the movie, right?
Yeah. We did a lot of. We looked at a lot of performances. For me, it was studying a lot of different drummers and who I wanted to pull from, how to play like them, but also how to perform and how to bring the same energy. Just listening to a lot of metal music and getting into that aggressive mindset.
Are you a fan now of metal?
Yeah.
Nice. Next question.
Hi. You have a lot of projects going on right now. How do you prepare yourself for all these different personalities? And how do you manage them in real life?
Think.
Interesting. I guess when you're working for 3 to 4 months at a time, and it's really your job is the only thing that matters. And I feel like I don't get hung up on things. So when I stop working, I'm able to be a normal person again. But yeah, I'm also like I'm not. I wish I were. I wish I were a better actor and I could change my personality so much. But really, it's like I'm playing. I'm not.
You're really good already. Why do you say that?
No.
You're an amazing actor.
I think we all agree.
You turned me on in it, and I freaking love how you did it in Metal Lords. So
Thank you.
sorry.
But really, I'm playing the same person. I think I feel like my job in a lot of these movies is to be natural and be a normal person. And but I'm not necessarily making myself good for you. I'm not playing the Joker. You know, I'm not Daniel Day-Lewis. I wish. No, thank you. Thank you.
By the way, now that you mentioned the Joker, I know you're a comic book fan, right? If they gave you the opportunity to play a character, what would you choose? Like a superhero, or, you know, if it's Robin?
Well, I've always wanted to play a villain,
Oh.
like the Joker.
Nice.
But that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to be Batman because you look cool and speak with a deep voice. No offense to Batman.
Batman has the suit, so you just need that.
Yeah.
Were you like a fan of Stephen King before you made the movie, or did you like read the book before starring in the movie?
I actually, unfortunately, wasn't a big fan. I obviously respected him a lot, but I hadn't read a lot of his books. But after that, yeah, I did read all of it.
That's impossible.
I know I should, but I want to go back to it. But then I read his book on writing, which is really amazing because he talks about his life and his childhood. And then I read his book, If It Bleeds. Yeah, he's just very, obviously he's one of the greatest writers of all time, so, yeah.
Next.
Hi, my question is, are we having another season of Defending Jacobs?
Alright, say that again.
My question is that, are we having another season of Defending Jacobs?
Ooh.
I don't think so. No. Because if you read the book, the book is just season 1. If William Landry decides to write book number 2, maybe. Thank you.
Which actor or actress will you like to work in the future?
I think Riz Ahmed is one of my favorite actors right now. And who else? I think Zoe Kravitz is cool. Yeah, there's a bunch. I want to work with Christian Bale. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there an actor you look up to, or would you like to emulate, or that you see as a figure that you would like to reach that level, or that you admire?
Yeah, absolutely. I admire a lot of people. But really, sometimes it depends on the movie that I'm doing, and I really will try to emulate someone. If it's someone confident and funny, it'll be like Ryan Gosling, or it always depends. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people. I love Hero. Leah is just the best, but that's cliche because everyone loves him.
Next question.
All right. So, as a fan, I really want to ask: are you gonna star in any new movies, or it's just like what movies are you gonna star in? Like, what's your next project?
I mentioned it before a little bit, but I just finished filming the adaptation of this short story by Stephen King called Mr. Harrigan's Fun. And that'll be out sometime this year on Netflix. That's next.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Can you repeat it? You can say it in Spanish and we can translate. Una playa. Okay, she's asking whether you have been to any beaches in Puerto Rico as far.
I have, but I don't know which one.
There's a lot of them.
I went to the one with sand and water. That was great. Love that one. I went to El Yunque, which is not a beach, but I went there. It's beautiful. Puerto Rican pride.
I wanted to ask you. I know you're a gamer. I've seen your videos on YouTube with there's one I saw, the Pokemon one. I forgot the name of that one that you did with one of the cast of It.
Wyatt.
Yeah, that was amazing. So, what games are you playing right now? Do you have one in particular that you are addicted?
Not really. I played 2K. It's kind of lame.
Chill.
I have the only games I have on my phone are the crossword puzzle and and Wordle. So I'm kind of like an old man.
I'm pretty sure you get ads for like old games like Sudoku and stuff. Yeah, I know. I feel you.
Next question.
How was the process of building the role for Jake in Defending Jake?
Great question. That was, for me, it was a lot of internal investigation, and actually the director and the writer gave me freedom of to choose whether or not he actually committed the murder. So for me, it was about figuring out if I did it and why I did it, and the emotions that came with the situation I was in. So it was a lot of figuring out who this character was, because I feel like you don't really see into the mind of Jacob very much in the show. So that gave me a lot of freedom to figure out who this person was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Hello. I wanna lie about, you said before about the Joker. I wanna lie, for you, the Joker that fit for you is Injustice, if you think about it.
Yeah, I like that. I played that game.
Good.
I think I was the second one that looks kind of weird, but I'm saying that you look good. I'm not saying you look good. And that's it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Marty McFly.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really nice cosplay, by the way.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I like your costume.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What's your favorite color?
That's a very simple question, but a good question.
Black, but please don't say it's not a color. Because everyone says that.
You're good, you're good.
Thank you.
Hello. At what age did you started acting? It's because I want to be an actress myself for horror films or thrillers. So.
That's awesome. You should pursue it. I started acting when I was about 10. I did my first movie when I was 10, but I was doing commercials and stuff when I was about 9 years old.
If I'm not mistaken, you did a Hot Wheels commercial, right?
I did. That was my first commercial ever. That was my first job ever. That's so funny.
Did you get to keep the Hot Wheels after the commercial?
You know, it's funny, I didn't play with any Hot Wheels in the commercial. If you see it, it's kind of like an artsy Hot Wheels commercial was like an X Games ad as well. But yeah, no Hot Wheels involved.
Okay.
I might have gotten one, actually. I might have gotten one that I kept.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Jaeden.
Hi.
My name is Luis Enrique. It's really good to have you here in Puerto Rico. So,
Thanks for having me.
getting that out of the way, I wanted to compliment the way you act, man. You have a gift, and I know that you said earlier that the way you approach your character is more like a natural type of way. But I think that I was mentioning to my wife yesterday. We watched Martelln. Awesome, man. That you have an innocence, like a sweet way to portray. Whenever you're on camera, you attract so much gravity and uniqueness, right? And I wanted to compliment that because it's really hard to see an actor do so good on camera that you're like, man, I feel his presence, and you're so sweet but yet so strong, and there's so much of you in every character. So I wanted to compliment you. You're awesome, man. Keep
Thank
doing
you
it.
so much. I really appreciate it. That's really
And that came
kind.
from my window, so
That was good. Thank you. And this one.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, who is your favorite Marvel character and favorite DC character?
Favorite Marvel would be Wolverine, and then Batman.
Thank you.
Who I just made fun of.
What a bliss. That Batman.
Hi, my name is Adriana. Welcome to Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
I have a question. How did you feel when you first met the cast of it in the first movie? And did you feel comfortable? Was it awkward? How was that?
It was. We all met for rehearsals before shooting the film, and it was a little awkward at first because you read the script and I heard who was doing it. We all Googled each other and we, started coming up with ideas in our mind. And then we all fell in love, and like within a couple hours we were all best friends. And yeah, that first weekend we had a sleepover, all 7 of us, and it was just like summer camp in Denver. It's so funny. Yeah, so quick. I don't know how, but we had instant chemistry and love for each other. We just made each other laugh the whole time.
And it showed in the movie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. I have a question, but it's actually a friend of mine. He wanted to know if you had a girlfriend.
No. I do not.
So the spot's open?
Spot's open. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Hi, so you've been in a lot of amazing projects, but do you ever miss that sense of privacy in your life, or is that something that you have not lost yet?
I'm a pretty private person, so I haven't lost too much of it. My life's pretty normal, actually. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Good question, thank you.
Hello, my name is Bianca, so nice to meet you. My question is, if you hadn't pursued your career as an actor, what career path would you have chosen?
Oh, great question. I think that I would be incomplete without film in my life. So if I was an actor, I would be a director, which I'm interested in now. But if I had to cut out film, I don't know. I would try to do something else creative and something like that, like making music, which I can't do. But in this hypothetical question scenario, maybe I can, or make food or something.
Something in the arts.
Something in the arts. Thank you.
One last question.
¿Qué pregunta es?
La puedes hacer en español.
Ya. ¿Gustaría pasar las vacaciones en Puerto Rico?
She's asking whether you like to vacation here in Puerto Rico. So come back as a vacation.
Yeah, of course, it's beautiful. What's not to love? Yes, beaches, and I just came from the cold East Coast, and I really needed this. It's a little too hot. My body's not prepared for it.
You'll get used to it.
It's cold in here, though. It's so cold here, and I forget how hot it is outside.
And it's your first time here, right?
First time here, yeah. Yeah, great people, great food, great beaches.
¿Qué comida en Puerto Rico te gusta más?
What Puerto Rican foods have you tried? Which ones have you liked?
I tried the smashed plantains.
Mofongo. You have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, that's a Puerto Rico Comic Con tradition. We always ask our guests whether they have tried mofongo or liked it.
That's so funny.
I was going to ask, so thank you.
And then I tried some other fried thing, like an oval shape. It's filled with meat.
Fried, like a fried?
Bacalaíto.
Yeah, there's crab meat inside of it.
Bacalaíto.
Yeah.
Was it like
flat?
No.
No, alcapurria?
I don't know.
It sounds like alcapurria. Did you like it?
I liked it. I've had some oysters out here, but
nice.
if you could only choose like one movie, and it was between three directors, Nolan, Fincher, and Denis Villeneuve, which one would you choose?
I think.
No.
Well, I think Denis. I think his movies are so. They're grand, just like Nolan's, and beautiful, but there's also an intimacy there that, and the acting is so special in his movies as well. Somehow, even though they're these huge projects with big ideas, yeah, I would take Denis.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
One more. I came here kind of late. I don't know if this topic was already placed, but to be honest, I want to see you again in Pennywise 3. I don't know if you're having this on your list or if this is coming back. I just got notified about a possible Netflix series. Will you be on that? Like a cameo? Because to be honest, your character was above the average. You placed the throne kind of high for the next coming actor, so I don't know if they're gonna reach your limit, but.
No, I have no plan. No one's hit me up. Oh. But I'm excited for that too, as a fan.
It was good.
We still have time, so.
Oh, we still have time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I saw that you were complimenting the girl. Do you like anime?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. I haven't watched any in a while.
Yeah?
I went through my phases.
What was it?
I think we all do.
Yeah, we have phases. I grew up on Naruto.
Nice.
But yeah, IQ, the volleyball. I like Cowboy Bebop.
Classic. Yeah.
I kind of like the live action one too.
You know what? I loved it.
Me too.
I'm so sad that they didn't continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is appropriate or not. So you know how you can't really drink alcohol in the States until you're 21? Have you tried alcohol here yet? Because drinking age is 18.
I've had a couple pina coladas. Don't tell anyone.
It's our secret, okay? Don't be sharing this on social media.
Thank you.
I mean, you posted a picture with a drink. Yeah, we will never say.
Cat is that
That's it, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else.
What are your common doubts while trying to bring your characters to life?
Can you repeat that?
What are his common doubts?
O sea,
Tu pensamiento.
Su pensamiento. While he's trying to bring his characters to life. I generate.
So basically, what are you thinking when you try to come up with your characters?
I mean, so much is already written on the page and in the script. And then I think it's about trying to relate to your character and find common ground between me and him, and figuring out who he is as a person. And then I think when I'm acting, it's just about thinking about how you would react in a certain situation, and then changing it slightly to thinking about how he would react in the situation. It's all situational. But yeah, it's all about treating a character like another person and meeting him and talking to him, asking him questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Go closer.
Come closer to the mic, because we can barely hear you. Or
So, what do you consider was your biggest challenge in the most recent character that you played, and how were you able to overcome that?
think in this movie that I did, Metal Lords, there's a big arc for the character, and he starts off as this very introverted, shy person who doesn't know who he is really, and then he becomes more comfortable in his own skin, and he finds metal music and becomes more able to express his mind. And for me, it was a challenge to make sure that it was clear that this person changed, and it helped with that the simple physical things changed, like his hair, his costumes, and obviously the dialogue and the whole plot changed. But for me, it was hard to find it internally of how this person's mindset changed. People don't change that drastically. He is obviously the same person, but he just becomes just a stronger human being. And I think to overcome that challenge, I just had to sort of work on this person's posture and attitude, and all the physical things came before the mental things.
I think you did awesome. Are you satisfied with the way that you were able to manage that character development?
Sorry, repeat that one more time?
I'm sorry. I think you did awesome. However, your opinion, do you think that you were able to overcome that challenge and manage? Do you feel satisfied with the way that you were able to manage that challenge?
No. No, I'm not satisfied. I could have done a better job. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm never, but I don't like, I'm not a big fan of watching myself. So I'm always trying to be a better actor. So thank you.
You can clap. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
I know this question is gonna be very simple. Who is your celebrity crush?
You guys like gossip. I haven't thought about this in a while. Because I grew up loving Halle Berry and J-Lo. But yeah, I mentioned Zoe Kravitz before, she's very cool. Olivia Colman's so cool. I love her. But yeah. Thank you. Thank you, you too.
Hi there, my name is Nisha. I'm a big fan. You're an amazing actor, and I want to thank you for your work.
Thank you.
I would like to ask two questions actually. The first one would be, do you have any ritual before getting on set? And the second one would be, can you share with us a comic story of something that happened to you during set that you haven't shared before?
Gossiping. Do I have any rituals? I sort of always listen to music. I'm always listening to music anyways, but I'll use certain music to provoke specific emotions. I guess that's a ritual in a way. And then a funny story. Let's see. I don't know, I guess I could talk about it. I think there's so many stories I can't even, we would just we shot in Toronto and we would roam the streets, just the whole gang and even the bullies too. We would hang out in our hotel rooms, and I think of a story.
Do you prank each other all the time?
Prank each other. Kind of a little bit. We did one thing where the first person to fall asleep has to get pranked, and didn't go so well because someone put Chosen fell asleep, and Jack was like, okay, let's put shaving cream in his ear. And then he also put lemon juice on his face, but then it dripped into his eye. So he woke up and he started freaking out. And he's like, I can't get this out of my ear. I can't hear anything in my eyes are burning. Dude,
That's evil.
Yeah, he ran into the shower with his clothes on, and he was like freaking out. I'm like, what did you do? Why? Like, that's not how pranking works. You don't ruin someone, like, you make someone go blind. But yeah, so we're not very good at pranks. I've tried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Are you interested in participating in any romantic movie or series? And so, how will you get the part? How far will you go to get the part?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Romance. I would love to do a romance. It's such a, I've dabbled. It's been a theme in some movies. How far would I go? Not farther than I would every other movie. That's a funny question. I guess I would go as far as to fall in love with the other person. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So I would like to know if you have a favorite metal song.
Well, For Whom the Bell Tolls by... I honestly listened to it too much because I had to learn it on the drums, and I'm a little sick of it. So I need some time off, but I'll come back to it eventually. And, I do love that song. Thanks.
I wanted to ask, you did Bill and It, and he has like this stutter problem. If that affects outside of the character.
Say that last part one more time.
If the stutters affected you after, outside the character in your personal life.
In my personal life, I mean, I always find it amazing when people who have gone through that and have to deal with a stutter, have something to say, and if it helps them find confidence, I love when that happens. It's so amazing. But no, it didn't. It stuck with me when I would read scripts and lines. I would sort of keep doing the stutter for a while, for a couple of years actually, going with me. But no, not really. I don't know. Definitely have empathy for it because it's something that a lot of people don't think about. But yeah, and it's such a beautiful thing because it's not. I wouldn't say it's debilitating. It's like a beautiful part of your speech, and playing a character who had it, I could see the anger that comes with it, especially when you want to speak your mind and you're in the heat of the moment and you literally can't say what's on your mind. And I feel like it can be frustrating in the moment, but really it's a beautiful thing that's unique to that person's voice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I have two questions for you. My first question is, I know you mentioned how sometimes you feel pressured with a character. So my question is, have you ever felt like you could do a better job than what you did with a character? And what did you do after, to like work on it and improve?
I feel like that every time I do a movie. Not in a self-pitying way, but I look back at it and think about how I could grow from that experience. And it's never working thinking about that character because I always whenever I leave a job, I sort of forget it all and like leave it behind me. But I think I do take it on to the next project and think about how I can do things differently with a new character and approach it differently mentally or with my process.
Okay, and I do have another question. So you mentioned how J-Lo is one of your crushes, and you have an open spot for a girlfriend. Would you ever date a Latina?
Say it again. What was that?
Would you date a Latina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice.
Hi. My question is, you like musicals?
Not really. Is that bad to say? No, I'm sorry. But I'm not very fond of them. Some, I like La La Land.
So you were not a fan of Cats?
I never saw that masterpiece. Heard it's great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cuando estabas grabando, ¿cómo pensaste que los fans del libro tomarían la película?
He's asking, when you were recording it, how did you think that the fans of the book would take that version of the story?
That pressure really wasn't on us as actors. We were just doing our thing, and I guess we wanted to be faithful to the book. I think all of us consciously didn't study the miniseries just so we wouldn't replicate it, bring something new to the table. But yeah, I think we never really thought about the pressures of what other people would think, because we were having so much fun in the moment. We're like, this is a once in a lifetime experience. If people like it, people like it. Thank you.
Hi. I have a question. What's your favorite sport?
Your favorite what? Excuse me? Sport.
Yeah.
Probably basketball, but I'm not a very athletic person. So I try to play basketball, and I can shoot a little bit, but yeah, that's about it.
If the Marvel Studios gives you the opportunity to play a character, which character would you like to play?
What are the options? What's available? Anyway,
Sure.
But I'll take it.
X-Men?
Oh yeah, X-Men. I don't think I could play Wolverine. Maybe I could play Professor X. I'll be the old man.
A very young Professor X.
James McAvoy.
That's all.
Thanks.
What did you for
Sorry?
your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Goodfellas is one of my favorites. It's always hard to say favorite. Old Boy, just really crazy movie. And then I've been into Cassavetes lately, like Husbands and Shadows. Yeah, all like I'm into like boring artsy movies. Thank you.
My name is Vilma, and I would like to know who was your favorite teacher?
Your favorite what?
Your favorite teacher.
Favorite teacher was this teacher in elementary school. It was one of my last years in real school before I started doing online school because I was traveling and acting. This teacher, Miss Jackson. When I first came to LA, I moved from Philadelphia to Los Angeles, and my priority was making friends and not being a good student. And she was such a good teacher because she told my mom, she ratted me out and was like, this kid he seems like he could be a good student, but he does not apply himself, and he sort of acts too cool for school. And so she gave it to me straight, and then I sort of approached school and work differently, and my priorities changed from then on, and I became a good student, and I studied harder, and I think that was really special because I don't know, you don't often get people who tell you the truth. But yeah, she was that for me, Miss Jackson.
Did you learn a second language?
No, I studied Spanish for 4 years. And obviously I'm not speaking Spanish right now because I don't know, I'm ashamed. I'm really ashamed to tell you. My brain can't attain that information.
That would be nice. Consider that a second language, the Spanish as a second language.
I know, it would be very convenient, and I live in Los Angeles, so it would be perfect, but my brain doesn't allow it.
Remember the basics. ¿Dónde están las cervezas? Where are the beers? ¿Dónde está el baño? Where's the bathroom? And you'll be fine.
You'll survive.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hola, mi pregunta es, ¿cuál fue tu experiencia al grabar The Book of Henry?
What was your experience shooting
The Book of Henry?
The Book of Henry.
I got pulled back. That was many years ago. It was great. That was a really fun character to play. He's very unique, and he's sort of this cocky and extremely intelligent character that I never played before. I usually play someone who's more shy and underdog. So it was fun to delve into that character, and then the cast was amazing to work with, like Naomi Watson, Maddie, and Jacob. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Mi pregunta es, ¿qué fue lo mejor y lo peor que te pasó grabando IT?
What was the best and worst things that happens to you while shooting it?
We became like a family. So obviously, families fight, and the person I fought with most often was Jack, because he can be a pain in the butt. It was honestly such a great experience that my biggest gripe was that, like, one time we were out and Jack I was so hungry and I just got these fries and Jack like dropped them all on the ground and I yelled at him, and that's it. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that happened. But the best thing was, yeah, our friendship and all the time we spent together. And the acting part was fun too. Doing the job was fun, but mainly it was hanging out. Thank you.
We're running out of time, so we're going to have only time for a couple more questions. So go ahead.
Hi. My question is, if you had to tell a joke thinking, which joke would
Joke? Oh my God, that's so...
Right on the spot.
I'm not the type of person with jokes in my arsenal. I'm sorry, I don't have a joke for you.
It's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. I wish.
Okay. I think we're out of time. So thank you, Jaeden. Thank you for being here. It's been awesome. Everybody, huge round of applause for Jaeden. We love having you here. I hope you come back when you're on vacation.
For sure, I'll be back.
And maybe name some Latinas.
And one more fumble.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Big round of applause.
Aplausos.